Welcome to another edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline at Hollywood Lanes, 2961 West Liberty Avenue. Looks like a lot of people used their GPS and found us. Some of the others, the GPS tells them to keep on going, and they're all the way in the city of Pittsburgh because the Liberty Tubes are open. But that happens. Thanks for coming out to our show tonight. We're seen on Comcast 7, only in Bethel Park, Verizon 32 in Bethel Park, and the surrounding area. This show will be rebroadcast to all of you that don't know about the show on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock to 8. We have a steady block of time in Bethel Park. We've been doing a show almost 6 years. Tuesday through Saturday night, 7 o'clock to 8 p.m. You can see this show 4 more times after it's broadcast on Wednesday night and 4 other times, and they repeat other shows of Pittsburgh Sportsline. Smoking Jim and I have done over 400 shows. Well, he's a little less. He's missed a few. That quadruple bypass may have set him back a month, but look at him. Does he got the best smile in the business or what? And I want to announce our Facebook page. Do not forget about liking Facebook Pittsburgh Sportsline. We hit a brand new high, and I'm very proud of this in 4 years, 6,511 likes. For a small TV show, I'm very proud that I just keep pumping people up because I'm very repetitive as the talking machine. So if I didn't tell you to like Pittsburgh Sportsline, please like Pittsburgh Sportsline one more time. And if you unliked us, my daughter told me there's haters out there, so I understand that logic. She explained that to me because when we were at 200 likes, we were at like 195 a week later, and I go, Casey, what happened? She goes, Dad, I know you're a positive guy and you talk all this good stuff, but there's some people that are haters. Don't worry about them. Well, 6,511, you can hate all you want. We appreciate all the likes and watching our TV show. And this show will be up on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. So get your TVs ready for Verizon 32. If you know somebody in Bethel and I'm around, come to my house. You can watch it on my TV. It'll be up there, and we appreciate you. We start our show off with What's on Your Mind, and we have a sponsor for it. His name is Skeets Lewandowski of Skeets Service Station. He's right there in Finleyville. He's 7 miles from my house. He works on everything with gas. I've seen him fix motors, gas motors on tractors, gas trimmers, weed whackers, cars, trucks. Check out Skeets Lewandowski's Skeets Service Station. Thank you for sponsoring our show, Skeets. Now I'm going to start this show with Smoking Jim Frazier. What's on your mind?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green, you got to see Levine. He's also the owner of a big can of spray tan.
Hold it. I have to do the disclaimer rather early. This is a Pittsburgh tan, and I got a full body tan the best I can on my deck. If I'm talking to you on the phone, I'm sometimes getting sun here in Pittsburgh. It's totally natural in Pittsburgh. Smoking Jim's down 50 pounds because of a quadruple bypass. He thinks he doesn't have to work out at therapy 3 days a week. So he's an NFL scout. He's a Steeler scout. He's a model scout. Well, somewhat. Sweeties for Jimmy are on every show here. Got a few more that he took photos of. Frank Fabus, the Hall of Fame photographer, took it. But I resent that sprayed on tan.
Hey, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Big hand for Hall of Fame photographer Frank Fabus is in the house. I want to thank Pittsburgh Sportsline Hall of Famer Skip Atkins for the pizza. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Skip.
All the way from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Her first annual Steel City Fit Camp was a huge success. Big hand for Brittany Wilmore in the house.
When do you introduce me?
My fault, Al Levine, the talking machine. Pittsburgh Steelers don't say it, display it. All I've been hearing all off season is the Pittsburgh Steelers going to play man-to-man defense. That's a joke blowing smoke with no hope. Listen, to play man-to-man defense in the NFL, you can't have 5'10" slow defensive backs. DeShay Townsend was a 5'10" and slow. Antoine Blake was 5'10" and slow. William Gay is 5'10" and slow. Senquez Golden is 5'8" with a bad left hip. Senquez Golden is 5'8" with a bad left hamstring. Senquez Golden is 5'8" with a bad left knee. Senquez Golden is 5'8" with a bad left ankle. Senquez Golden is 5'8" with a bad left foot. You know, won't you just get the one-legged man who was in a butt-kicking contest to play cornerback? All the Pittsburgh Steelers corners are short, unathletic, and slow. Kevin Colbert, quit drafting players in your own image. Coach Mike Tomlin, quit drafting players that are too light to fight, too thin to win. I'm not here to hate. I'm just shooting straight. Pittsburgh Steelers don't want to be great. They just want to be 8-8.
Are you done? Because I can't hear in this left ear. I don't know about you people. He's got two personalities. One's the mama's boy. He whispers into the mic. They want to do a sound check. He's almost inaudible. Look that up in your Funkin' Wagnalls dictionary. He recycled some of this. I mean, he has a great memory. He practiced this all last week, so I'm glad he got it out. My ear's still ringing. Are you seriously going to say that they're not trying to be great? They just want to be 8-8? He said that when they were 8-8 for 2 years in a row. We heard it on 30, 40 of our shows. He's very repetitious, but he is an NFL scout, believe it or not. That smile, look at that smile. All right. What's on my mind is the Pirates. You gave up on them a long time ago last year when you said they'd suck again. And then you kept saying that, and you kept saying since cut the dreads off, he'll be weak. Well, that ended up being an NFL scout's opinion because now you said like a mohawk, and he's hitting home runs. He hit 3 homers before the trading deadline, so they couldn't trade him. Then they made a trade for a crippled guy who got $11 million. You don't even know about this one. Sean Rodriguez. You remember he played last year? He doesn't follow baseball. He just jumps on the bandwagon when they were winning. Well, S-Rod, in the 12th inning, yesterday's game, he hit a home run. I'm a Pirate fan. They'll probably be 500 if they're lucky this year, but they're 4.5 games out of first place. At least they're in a pennant race. There's some interest in the games. They may lose the next couple in a row, like when they won 12 out of 14, then they decide to lose 6 in a row. I don't know the logic here. We need good pitching, but I'm a Bucco fan. Just like I predicted the Penguins, he jumped on the bandwagon, a double. I predict a 3-peat for Penguins, so if you want to know somebody that bleeds black and gold, I'm that guy. I can't be as loud or as boisterous as Smoking Jim Frazier, right?
Yes, sir.
See Mama's boy come back out. But we're that's all I have for you. We got great guests coming tonight. I got an eclectic bunch of guests. Some I know, some I just met. Some are friends. We even got a guest in the audience or two. So they're not coming up. One will send her boyfriend up. So we won't mention her name. She's pumping up those veins, though. But Thea, did I mention your name? I just did. Well, we'll hold that till later, but we got great guests coming up, and we're going to start with our first guest who's going to come up. I told Bill he's going to be our first guest. Come on up. Bill, welcome to the show. Please tell them your name.
My name's Bill Kai, and I'm glad to be on the show. It's good seeing you, Al. And
it's been a while.
It has been. I'm a lot grayer these days.
Hold it, I'm grayer. I covered that. Somebody called me a silver fox now. You're not even close. I see 3 or 4 strands. Here's what to do. Pick out the black hair because they come back 3. That's what I did. Look what happened. My shampoo isn't working. Sorry. We need to talk about what are you doing now?
Well, I'm practicing law, and I'm working in
Tell us the law firm.
William F. Kai II LLC.
Sounds familiar.
It does. I go by Bill these days.
I understand that.
I'm working in several counties around Allegheny County, working with youth that have been charged. Some of them are facing addiction problems, and some of them are facing mental health.
So they need help.
Absolutely.
And you're that guy. What's your phone number?
412-953-7022.
All right. I usually have people repeat it because I am getting old.
Well, in case you didn't hear it because he blew it in your ear, 412-953-7022.
I got that. And I liked your humor there. I'm a little bit sarcastic, but it hasn't come out yet tonight, I don't think.
Well, it's just great to be here. I consider you guys very good friends, very knowledgeable, and a well-groomed machine here. I mean, this.
Thank you from the talking machine. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Well, we're also friends with you and appreciate the stuff you're doing in our community. You're at the forefront of a lot of different things and groups and activities, which I look up to you on that stuff because you're proactive.
That's really the name of the game. There's 3 big projects that I'm spearheading, and you'll be hearing a lot more about them as the months roll out into Labor Day. The first project is I'm starting a pilot volunteer mentoring program facing with interns looking for minority individuals, our veterans, anybody that may have some disabilities that's been passed over and other opportunities. I'm trying to create an environment where everyone's welcomed and they can get experience and use it as a stepping stone. The second project that I'm spearheading is I'm working in the areas of nonprofits. I think one of the causes that I'm championing is cancer. We're trying to do some.
It's like epidemic cancer. We hear friends and relatives of ours. I've had people that died from it.
It hits everybody, and it's hitting my sister-in-law right now.
I'm sorry to hear that. Prayers for her. What's her name?
Colleen.
Prayers for Colleen.
Thank you. We're having an event with the Coaches with Cancer, the American Cancer Society. It will be down at Heinz Field on September 12th, 7 p.m. We hope to get a good following in Western Pennsylvania. It's been a very well-run charity. And bring your sneakers. And then
I will.
And then the third project that I'm spearheading is I'm working on a book with mentoring as a theme. And some of the experience that I've had in my 25 years of legal practice, being in government sector, being in the private sector, working on all sides of disputes, there have been some people there that I think need to have some recognition, and hopefully those stories will inspire the next generation of lawyers.
Boy, that's great. I can't keep track of all that. The only thing against you is I went to Keystone Oaks, and what was that, Seton LaSalle or South Catholic?
Well, you guys had a more affectionate name for it back then, but it was Seton LaSalle.
Thank you. I just had to get that out because there's a natural rivalry. Went to Keystone Oaks, none of the communities abut. The school's in Mount Lebanon. Right across the street's Seton LaSalle. Unbelievable. It was South Hills Catholic when I went there because I'm old.
Well, I really think that those rivalries shape a lot of friendships, though, too.
They did.
I'm very friendly with a lot of people from Bishop Canevin, from Mount Lebanon, Char Valley, Bethel Park, Mount Lebanon, Keystone Oaks, just to name.
I don't think you forgot any.
Well, those are the South Hill schools.
I know. I was counting them.
We don't like to lose.
Amen to that. Did you play any sports?
Well, as you know, I played in high school in basketball and baseball. I was a KDK Extra Effort Award winner. I played at the 5-star basketball camp. And then
I like to bring this stuff out because people just see in a suit and tie. He can wear shorts, folks.
Well, when I was out and about, people still bring back those 30-point games at St. Simon and Jude, and they
now you're talking
a lifetime ago. But more recently, I did graduate previously from Duquesne University. I played baseball there when they had a Division I baseball program. Very proud of that school, my alma mater. I'm working on
great school.
And we're doing some great things there. We're reaching out to veterans. We're starting a judicial education forum for our minor judiciary and our trial court judiciary all the way up to the Supreme Court.
That's amazing.
It's a big thing right now. You would think that prior to our involvement that this was something that was looked upon with great sincerity, but really Duquesne's being the force behind it with a lot of the other schools, the law schools throughout Pennsylvania.
Well, Duquesne's been a top school in years past in sports, Division I and everything, years and years ago, and it fell. They played South California. There were some great basketball players there. I'm trying to remember one of them that was friends with my dad.
Dick Ricketts.
Yeah, he was there. But you've had great athletes.
B.B. Flynn.
The Nelson brothers, sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Wasn't a Nixon guy on there?
Norman Nixon.
How about that?
He was a Storm and Norman type of a guy.
Exactly. So, I mean, you have a great history there in sports, law, and just in business in the Pittsburgh area. Plenty of people I meet from Duquesne, and I think a Keystone Oaks graduate, the quarterback, is going to Duquesne this year. As a quarterback. So you got to recruit from KO. He was on Pittsburgh Sportsline.
Well, I'm partial to the other quarterback that's where I live in South Fayette, so I'm looking for some great things out of him.
Well, that's why we have differences in sports, and those 30 points, they may have been 40 points because over the time we start exaggerating. You were too honest. I appreciate that, Bill, because I played with a lot of guys, and they said, do you remember that 55-point game I had KO? I go, no, I thought it was 25.
Well, hey, again, if there's anything that I can do for the community, I want to be proactive. I want to take my professionalism, my 25 years of experience, and give other people, pass that on to younger people as it's been passed on to me.
I love your style. I love what you do. You even opened my eyes. The more things that you're doing, I can't keep track of them. Tell me that phone number again.
Well, it's 412-953-7022 at williamkai.com.
Thank you, and
Thanks for having me on.
I'm glad you could make it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Please tell them your name.
Deborah Clark.
Tell them your book's name.
I'm an award-winning author.
An award-winning author. Hold your book up.
I'm an award-winning author of Everyone Has a Story that's on Amazon.com.
And repeat that again because my hearing's terrible now.
Really? Okay.
I can't hear you.
Really? Okay. I'm an award-winning author of Everyone Has a Story on Amazon.com.
And who's the gentleman on the cover?
The gentleman is my ex-fiance, NFL football great Jim Brown of the Cleveland Browns.
Tell me one story.
What do you want?
From the book.
Oh,
we're friends. I want you to tell me one story out of your book. I've never asked you.
Okay.
And if you could share a story that I know you had a lot of trouble.
Yeah, we did.
And I want to expose that in a nice way. And isn't she a beautiful lady here? I mean, just fantastic. And I'm glad we're friends.
Me too. I'm really glad we're friends. But
So tell us a story.
just a good story. I'll tell how we met. I was working as a receptionist at Sports Connection. It was an athletic workout place in California. It was actually on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Wow, you're dropping names and locations.
Yeah, in between like West Hollywood and Beverly Hills. And Jim used to work out there all the time. So I would get him checked in like with all the other people that came and worked out at Sports Connect.
Did you take care of him and say, we can fit you in at this time, honey, since you're here?
No, actually, because I didn't know who he was. We have such a big age gap, so I really didn't know who too many people were unless I saw them on television. But they did have a lot of celebrities that came.
Well, he used to wear a helmet.
Not to work out. He was playing.
No, I mean playing football.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to recognize him.
Actually, I wouldn't have. It's almost a 30-year age gap between the two of us. So when he was playing, I was
going to ask that, but I try not to ask women their ages.
No, that's okay. I was pretty much, in elementary school, so I wouldn't have known who he was.
You were working in elementary school at that age. What did your parents do?
No. Actually, I wouldn't know who he was because he was, playing ball and what little.
He was famous. I'm a Pittsburgh fan, but I knew and I respect him playing 9 years in the NFL.
Yeah, well, most men know who he is, and that's what actually helps sell my book because a lot of men want to know. Because in the NFL, they just really talk about his football stats.
That's all I'm talking about. I wanted a story.
too many people knew about his relationships. They only heard the bad things, and there were, he had a lot of rumors with, with domestic violence and stuff like that.
That's all I know about him with his relationships. Seriously, that's all that was publicized. That's why I feel bad and pray for you, and I'm glad we're friends.
Thank you so much. You live and you learn, so it wasn't, all bad because no one stays.
How'd you come back from all this bad stuff?
A lot of prayer.
Tell me a secret.
Well, you just move on. You take something and you try to learn from it, and you just move forward. I did a lot of praying, and I had things to focus on. Later I had a daughter, and then I started a business. And
I just met a daughter here. She's very beautiful.
Thank you so much. My daughter's name is Bianca, and she's here with me.
And Bianca, happy belated birthday.
Her birthday's yesterday.
Oh, she said thank you.
You're welcome.
But like I tell people, after something bad happens, you find out how people are made.
Yeah.
And how resilient you are, and how you can come back through your faith in God and other things that you believe.
Yeah.
So you're one of those people. You're one of my heroes in life.
Well, thank you so much. I don't feel like a hero, but in a sense...
You handled it well.
Well, yeah. Well, I had to. I had other inspiration. Like, I had two friends. Like, I was friends with Nicole Brown Simpson. So.
And what a tragedy that is.
Yeah. But the only thing is that we weren't there with that. But I do know that there were rumors about them as well, and there were police reports always called about she and OJ. So.
What's your thought on him being released on prison with his autograph thing and his memorabilia that he went crazy with?
I think, what I hope for him is that, because when people pay their dues to society and stuff when they're in prison, I really hope that he gets a better start and that he learns from all of these mistakes, because he's like a cat. He's had so many chances in life. He's like the comeback.
Oh, the cats only have 9 lives. He went past that.
Exactly. So
I'm on the same page as you.
I hope that he has, but, I can't imagine spending all of that time, confined and it not affect you in either a positive way or a negative way. I'm just hoping whatever he learned from spending time in there, that he really did learn something, and that he comes out and he lays low and he kind of gets back on track. And the main thing is just kind of reconnect with his children. For me, that's what my hope is for him.
Oh, that's very nice of you to say that.
Well, thank you.
Tell us about your book. How's your sales? How'd you win this award? What's going on? Did you qualify on Amazon?
I've had 4.5 stars on Amazon, and only because I had 1 4-star rating. The rest were all 5-star. But
who's that person? Where are they?
But he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, he is.
His name is Cyrus Webb. He's on Facebook, and he's interviewed over 7,500 people with different books, including people like Jackie Collins. But he has a national radio talk.
He gave you a 4.5.
Yeah.
What happened?
No, but then he still named me top 25 summer reads last year and that was one of the awards that I got, top 25.
He got to change it to 5 stars. If my buddy did that, he's interviewed 10,000 people. He rarely gets anybody to come on our show. We have one of his guests that he has, but he doesn't share his guests with me. He steals them off my show, puts it on First and 10 with Smoking Jim, doesn't introduce me to Sweeties. He probably gave you a 4-star rating.
Now, actually, Jim has had this book for a very long time, and I was hoping that he would take his recovery time when he was at home recovering, that he would finish it up. But at least he's on page 100.
Let me tell you a little story about my friend. I know him 6 years. People think I know him for 25 years because we do get along. He's my best friend from another mother. But I do have to talk poorly of him. I read about all kind of subjects. So I said, Smoking Jim, I know you like sports. I have a Negro baseball book with the great players back in the day and explaining all that. Would you be interested? He goes, Talking Machine, because he calls me Talking Machine. He said, I'd like to read it. Tell them how many pages you read in that book.
17 outstanding pages.
And the book was this thick. It was a couple hundred pages, so your faith in him is a little bit misplaced, because look at that smile.
He's done well, though.
Look at that smile. He's not finished yet.
100 pages. He's well past the halfway mark, so I'll give him credit for that.
You're a great positive person. How do they get your book?
My book is available on Amazon.com. I always have books with me because I sell them at the most random places. I could be I could be at the grocery store, or just dropping off my kids somewhere, or meeting with friends. So I always keep them with me.
Or you could be on Pittsburgh Sportsline.
And or inbox me on Facebook under Deborah Clark, and I'll make sure I get you a book. So. They're doing really well. I'm really happy about them. I've done more. Like 2 weeks ago, I did the Penn Hills.
I saw that. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you going out in the public and meeting with people and interacting on Facebook and stuff. There's conversations that go for pages.
And I've had all kind of interviews. Like I did a book signing with a huge group of women out at McGinnis Sisters in Monroeville, and then they're inviting me back.
Why is he clapping?
I don't know, because we had a really good time, and they were like, "How could you take such a terrible subject?" Because not everything. I always look for the silver lining in everything.
I noticed that about you.
Yeah. Well, that's the way.
That's why you told me a good story, not one where you needed a gun or something.
Oh no! Well, that's on the first page. I should have read that.
That's what I was hoping.
Really?
Yeah, I was hoping you. Yeah, let's get that story in, please. This is page 1, and I know Smoking Jim went past page 1.
I sure did. I think I know this page, but I can't see it without
Just
my
paraphrase
glasses.
it.
Okay, paraphrases. It says, "I always started things out with a bang, literally and figuratively." Well, literally at Sunset Plaza Drive in the middle of the night, I would fire off 5 to 6 rounds of bullets into the air until I heard someone say, "Drop that weapon." And then I thought, what weapon? And that would be the first time I would have an outer body experience. I don't know if the police had guns drawn on me, but I can't see it, so I'm just paraphrasing it. And this was me talking about
I want to get out
my
there.
experience when back in August of 1986.
31 years ago.
Right before my birthday, I experienced a domestic violence situation that made international headlines. I mean,
This is why I wanted to bring it up.
Okay.
You didn't just get roses and candy.
No, absolutely not. But I try to save most of the good stuff, or what people.
You started right on page 1.
Yeah, well, that's what everybody. That's how I got thrust into the news about, or to the media about, was what happened that night, and then I never told my story about it. I stayed with him for a couple of years after that, but then when I left, I just thrust myself back into my life and tried to not to look back.
Good for you.
Yeah, oh, definitely. You have to, because life goes on,
And I hate to bring this up, but that's the point of the book.
Oh,
With doing that, so I had to.
Yeah.
I had to dig deep, my friend.
Yeah, but I was going through another kind of tragedy for me at the time. I was going through a divorce, and I wanted to see if I was making any patterns with selecting bad men. So that's when it started writing, and I was keeping a journal. And when I was keeping that journal, it just kind of turned into a book. Next thing you know, I had like 6 pages, and I handed it to my therapist, and she's like, "Keep writing."
Wow.
And yeah, because when life hands you lemons, you make lemonade. Here's my lemonade, my lemon pie, my lemon cake. This is everything lemons that's good about lemons.
Well, enjoy those lemons. They're also healthy, antibacterial. They actually help your system. They even beat cancer. Lemons, even the skin. It has more nutrients in the skin. I'm a bit of a health nut, so you brought that out of me.
Oh, yeah.
Good luck to you.
Thank you so much, and it's so good seeing you again, Alan. Give me a hug. I love you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
being
Jim.
on the
I
show.
love
You sat in the audience last time. Somehow Smoking Jim booked you for the show. Tell them your name.
Talon Cooper.
Welcome to the show. What do you do?
I'm a men's physique bodybuilding competitor.
Okay. What have you won?
I got second place at the Pittsburgh this year, and I won the Mid-Atlantic Cup 2 weeks later.
Congratulations. I like successful people. I like dealing with winners, but we have all spectrums come to Pittsburgh Sportsline. And how hard did you work to win that?
Very, very hard. Harder than I ever had before.
Do you cut carbs?
Yes.
Does that make you a little upset or frustrated?
Very, very upset and frustrated.
Well, you've confirmed the thing that I know with MMA guys, boxers, wrestlers, when they're cutting weight, and women trainers especially, they say, don't come near me when I'm cutting weight.
Not at all. You don't want to be anywhere around me in the last few weeks leading up to that show.
But you got a trophy?
I got a trophy at the Pittsburgh and 2 swords at the Mid-Atlantic Cup.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Now you need a case for it.
Yeah, I don't have one of those yet.
You got to build something.
Eventually, I need more trophies first.
Okay, I like your style. Did you play any sports growing up?
Football and baseball through high school and football into college.
Where was your high school at?
Chartiers Valley.
Oh, man, I used to play football against them. We thought they were a pro team.
I don't know about all that now.
Well, I'm talking back 1974. I'm in the locker room. We had 6 guys with concussions. We were going through our second team out there, and we were only behind 6-0. So Keystone Oaks got to play all these big teams, Mount Lebanon, Upper St. Clair, Char Valley. You guys had a heck of a team back in the day. I graduated 74, so I respect your school.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little before my time.
Well, I know that. You're just a young puppy. How old are you?
32.
Man, I got socks that old. We're not going to discuss that. So where'd you go to college?
I played football at Geneva College.
Geneva. Because Smoking Jim knows somebody at each school. I try to bring it out to draw him into this, and since I got one mic, I would share it with him. You have a question for Talon?
You're also a personal trainer and doing very well with that, aren't you?
Yeah, I help.
Brilliant question. Here, let me get the mic to him.
Yeah, I help out a lot of other athletes, just younger kids just getting into it.
All right, should they call you up on phone? Because I'll have you repeat it, or do you have a website?
I mean, usually have a Facebook page or my call me on the phone, either one.
Spell your last name.
Cooper, Cooper.
First name.
Talon, Talin.
There you go, folks. Get him on Facebook like Smoking Jim trolls everybody. He'll reach out to you. Ask Thea, Talon's girlfriend. He's constantly sending stuff to her and other sweeties for Jimmy. Oh, should I have said that out loud? Okay. I forgot to ask. So what's on your agenda next?
I'm doing the Pittsburgh again next year. I competed at 171, coming down from 195, but
Wow. You were cutting big time.
my coach wants me around 183 next year, so I'm trying to get up to 215 by
Hold it. Who's your coach?
Eric Angle.
I don't know if I know him. Where's he out of?
He's from Mount Lebanon. It's Kurt Angle, the pro wrestler's brother. The whole Angle family, yeah.
I grew up with the Angles, Mark and Dave and all the rest of them. Then they moved to Mount Lebanon.
Yeah, I think Eric and Kurt, the 2 youngest, were the ones that went to Mount Lebanon.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
That was after me.
Okay. They're all pretty big guys.
Yes, they are. I remember Mark in 8th grade. I could arm wrestle him, and once in a while I almost beat him. He went away somewhere, and he come back twice the size.
See, don't let him hear you say that now. He'll come arm wrestle you.
I know him personally. We're still friends after all these years.
Okay.
No doubt. So this will be next August then?
It'll be next May.
Okay, that's what I was trying to find out, what day you'd compete.
Yeah, it'll be the first week of May.
Where at?
Soldiers and Sailors in Oakland.
I know the place.
Yeah.
How many people apply for that?
Pittsburgh has a few hundred competitors in it every year, if not.
I've heard. That's why I'm trying to draw it out of you, buddy. I need some of the facts.
There's a lot of guys. You're looking at, like, my class will have 20, 30 guys in it easily.
Really?
Yeah.
All on stage at the same time.
Well, everybody comes out one by one, does their routine, then you file off to the
I
side.
see those group photos. I'm just kidding about that.
Yeah, then they call you out. They call you up for comparisons, then start placing you where you're going to be. Then you had to come back on stage a few hours later and see what you did.
Do you have a special pose or anything that you like better than others?
No, I just worked how to just practice over and over until I get ones that I look.
Show us some veins.
No, I'm not too veiny right now. There's a little bit.
I had to ask. I heard you had better veins than somebody else, so I had to get that up here.
Sometimes, usually.
I go for the facts, definitely. So your goal is to hit 215 and then cut from there.
Yeah. Cut from 215 and back down to 183.
How hard is it to do that?
I have a hard time gaining the weight. Once I get up there, I can lose weight with no problem.
Well, what are you going to eat to gain that weight?
I eat everything. 8 meals a day, 8-ounce portions.
See, I'm just grazing. I eat little portions. What do you have, 8 big meals?
Yeah, each meal has at least 8 ounces of protein, 2 cups of vegetables, usually 2 cups of rice or 4 ounces of pasta.
Really?
Yeah.
That's some serious eating.
Whether you're hungry or not, you just got to make yourself eat it just
How do you force yourself to eat?
as fast as I can.
Really? You gulp it.
As fast as I can. Just shove it down.
You're my newest hero on eating because I'm not going to practice that. I'm trying to stay like where I am.
Yeah, it's rough, but it's worth it.
Well, you have goals.
Yeah. After the Pittsburgh, 2 weeks after that, there's Junior USAs in Charleston, and I'm either going to try that or the North American Championships in August to try to go for my pro card.
Are you? You're going to try to be a pro?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hey, the way you eat, you can do it.
Yeah. Hopefully. We'll see.
Well, I'm confident. Anything else you want to say on here that maybe we forgot? I mean, we got your training, your eating schedule.
No, that's really about it, I guess.
And you played sports before, so
Yeah,
we
I
covered
grew up
that.
playing football and baseball.
Did you like it?
Oh, I loved it. I was 5'8" with a 5'8" corner with a bad left knee, bad left ankle, so didn't really make it.
Hold on, I hate to bring this up, but Smoking Jim Frazier brings up the race card. Like, I don't care what color you are, and I respect him, but he's always bringing up there's no white cornerbacks. And it's shocking. He goes, this is not good. I mean, he just brings it up. And what he practiced there, he's been saying for a year or so. So it did come out tonight. He got it all in order. And the Steelers don't want to be great. They just want to be 8-8.
Yeah, I heard.
I had to say that because that rings in my ears from what I can hear.
They got the offense to put up enough points to maybe be a little better than 8-8.
Here's what's going to happen.
Anybody?
Here's what's going to happen. There's things called injuries to other teams. So the Steelers play to the level of their competition. They get one of these hurt teams, they'll beat them.
Yeah, but there's a lot more than one team you got to beat to get better than 8-8.
Well, New England, they may not beat them because the two slow cornerbacks and safeties, they can't play man-to-man. And just let Brady pick you apart. So it gets crazy.
Even with fast cornerbacks, I don't think they're going to beat New England and stop Tom Brady.
Oh, he's an NFL scout. I'm not asking him his opinion. Hey, Talon, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Please tell us your name.
Alexander Gominski.
I've met you before. We even talked about Pittsburgh Sportsline. I think it was with 50 Finest. We had a great conversation. Found out you're a lawyer doing many things. How's that going today?
It's busy. It always keeps me busy.
All right, let's talk about growing up. Did you play any sports?
Sure, I played, what did I play? Baseball and soccer.
That's quite the combination. Was it because of seasons were different?
I was lower. I was heavier in my lower part of the body.
You look in great shape. You look in great shape now. Let's not talk about the past.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to eat right.
We'll skip that. 8 meals of protein. We'll fix you up on that. You look good in the suit.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It was expensive.
Okay, that's good. Smoking Jim told you to dress up, didn't he?
He did. He did. Actually, I was just coming from work, so.
Well, look what I'm wearing. I got a Pittsburgh Sportsline polo, which I'm proud of, and I won't say I'm wearing shorts with low-cut socks.
Although you are.
I was hoping for the truth from the lawyer. I look for that. I'll state the obvious. I heard you're like a sports agent and helping guys in sports. You talked to one of my future guests here and know a guy that he knows.
Yeah, I'm an NFL Players Association contract advisor.
Wow. In other words, a sports agent.
It's a fancy word of saying NFL agent. Each sport has their own sort of...
Like he's an NFL scout, Steeler scout, a model scout.
Actually, I'm going to call Jim for a couple of my guys in the area to give me an evaluation in a few weeks.
What, the models or the football players?
The ones with the footballs. Yeah.
That makes sense because we have interviewed lady football teams. The Lady Football League was here, the ones that wear lingerie. 3 of their players come here. Smoking Jim was in the hospital because he had this quadruple bypass thing going on. He missed it, but they were quite the bunch of athletes. Very great athletes are women football players.
Mm-hmm. I know some of the girls on the team. The Passion.
Oh, this is the Rebellion.
Oh, the
It's a
Rebellion.
new team.
That's
Right.
right.
We're friends with the Passion, and T. Khan's one of the best. Franco Harris is one of the best with the Passion. I was one of the few on record to predict that they'd win a championship and then repeat, and they did that.
That's pretty impressive in any sport.
Well, I saw them play a couple times, and they have a lot of great talent. These girls are amazing.
Where are their home games?
They were playing at Couples Stadium. Yeah. Yeah. But they're looking for a home there, I think. So
I was unable to get to a game this year. I wanted to, though. I just couldn't get around to it.
they play a great brand of football, I'll tell you that. Definitely. Good players. So what got you into the NFL contracts?
I grew up in, I went to Woodland Hills High School and Central Catholic High School. I immediately offended Smoking Jim, and I forgot about that from the last time
Mention that again.
we were together.
Please mention that again. He hasn't screamed.
So, yeah, actually, just coming from both of those high schools, there were always athletes that would end up playing professional football. And I knew most of them, and I was able to keep my relationships with them over the years. And my love for sports and kind of my analytic skills, I guess you would say.
I would say that.
I was able to combine, being a lawyer with sports, and I like that.
And what firm do you work for?
I work for the Sommer Law Group, SOMMER Law Group.
I'm familiar with them, definitely. And how long have you been there?
I've been with Brad now for about almost 3 years.
Oh, that's great. Right downtown in Market Square?
Right above Starbucks. Best
I know the place.
Oh, it's the best location.
Can't beat it.
I'm so productive. You work above Starbucks. You're just so productive.
You might be wired up most of the day.
Yeah, most of the day. Most of the day.
No, that's good. And what other law do you practice?
I practice criminal defense and some real estate.
I'll bet that's interesting.
No 2 days are exactly alike, and I like that.
I see you like a little flexibility. Where'd you graduate from college?
I went to Pitt twice. Pitt undergrad and then Pitt Law School.
Most people aren't honest like that. They would have just said Pitt once.
Right. It's it was the gift that kept giving, so I just had to keep going back.
I appreciate your style and your humor because I can be a little sarcastic, but you've covered that well.
No, you can't be sarcastic.
At times.
At times.
It'll happen there. And what case would be most important right now that you're doing? What would be at the top of your list? Because I always wonder with lawyers and what they're doing. Bill was telling us some of the different things that he's initiating. Do you have a case or something that's at the top of your list right now?
Did we sign anything prior to coming in tonight?
No.
Okay. I don't know how much at leisure I'm able to speak about some of the facts of my cases, but
I respect that you're being an attorney and questioning my question.
I'm sorry to be obnoxious about it.
I appreciate that. I've worked with lawyers for years. They've said that I could be a lawyer. I negotiated contracts at the Post-Gazette for 30-plus years, so I have some experience there.
Well, Alexander the Great, you went to Woodland Hills, so does most of your clients come out of Braddock?
Let me give him the mic before he answers this. Little drum roll.
I have 0 clients coming out of Braddock right now. 1 out of Penn Trafford. I heard there's a gold mine there.
You just can't see it. That's all. You're not Smoking Jim.
It's early in my career. Not even a year under my belt yet.
He's still a young attorney, Smoking Jim. He's not experienced like you are with the NFL and the Steeler Scouts and the Model Scouts, the cheerleaders, exactly. Definitely. Who he forgot to introduce me to. Again. I don't know how this happens.
We're all allowed 1 mulligan, I think,
One per show? Come on now. It's close. Definitely. And I hope you have a good time on his show, First and 10, with Smoking Jim.
I do. Every time I see Jim, I'm having a good time.
No, on his show. You'll be a guest on his show. He has this habit of stealing guests from this show that we do because he doesn't like to talk much. He's one of the best interviews in the business. He interviews people all over the place. Ask them right questions and stuff. And he tells me what a great interviewer that I am. And I think he's just blowing smoke.
Coincidentally, we met a few weeks ago on his show. I was a guest on.
The truth come out. I knew I could have been an attorney. I pulled it out of him. He forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
I'm honored that one of his guests got to be a guest on our show.
Yeah, maybe we could swap, next time. We could swap something else next time. I don't know.
Now you'll have another guest appearance on his because that's how he operates.
I hope so. It was a real honor being on it last time, as it is today.
Isn't he a great professional and interviewer?
I've never met a better one.
Thank you. My hat goes off to him if I were wearing a hat. Anything else you want to bring up?
No, you could follow me on Twitter and Snapchat at NFL Agent Alex, and Facebook is just Alex Gaminsky.
Perfect. Thank you, Alexander. It's a pleasure having you here.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the show. Please tell them your name. You look similar to your brother.
My name is Rick Bell. I'm the boys basketball coach at Cannon McMillan High School.
Glad to have you here. We'll talk some Cannon Mac, but where'd you grow up at?
Originally Castle Shannon.
That's what I'm thought.
Yep, and my three older brothers. Then there was a 13-year difference between me and my brother Bobby.
I won't ask about that.
Well, I told my mom she should have probably called me Whoops. She told me
You're an honest man. I like that.
Well, she said I was the best mistake she ever made. And I said, well, thanks, Mom. I appreciate that. And then
You can't get any better than that in a family. I'm telling you. That's awesome.
you talk about honest, huh?
Very honest. Refreshing.
Right.
I knew you come from a good family. Whoops.
My oldest brother, Buddy, went to South Catholic before it became Seton LaSalle. My middle brother, Denny, went to Dormont High School. And then Bobby.
Before it became Keystone Oaks.
Before it became Keystone Oaks. And then Bobby was in the first graduating class in '69 of KO. And then when I was 5, the family moved to Bethel Park.
Wow.
So I went to Bethel Park High School, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's great. What sports did you play?
I played baseball up until my junior year, and then basketball. I was recruited, so I knew.
How tall are you?
About 6'3".
It's a nice height.
Yeah, not bad
Especially back then.
For first base and for shooting.
You could stretch.
I could, yes. And my senior year, because I was being recruited, I knew I was going recruiting trips.
Sure.
And it was back in the early '80s, and I just didn't think it was fair to maybe take a spot on the baseball team, so I just focused on basketball my senior year.
Wow, you're a level-headed young kid.
Well, yeah.
Deep thinker.
Yeah, I was, yeah.
No, I'm just giving you credit because that doesn't happen too often. Some of these kids are greedy about that stuff.
Well, I think it's a different time and a different age today. I think sometimes the kids tend to be greedy today because sometimes the parents are. But
well, we know where that apple falls.
Sure, my father passed away when I was 14, so I think that helped me.
Sorry to hear.
Nah, that's okay, but that
grounded you.
It did, and I think it made me grow up too in a hurry.
You had to. Absolutely. Definitely, a change like that's drastic. A few friends of mine lost their dads when we were playing baseball and stuff, and just sad because I never experienced any death in my family until years later.
Sure. Well, again, and I think it did. I think that helped me be grounded and think kind of the way I thought, my senior year in high school.
And where did you play in college?
I didn't play. I went to the United States Naval Academy.
Get on. Thank you for your service.
I went to the Naval Academy Prep School and actually didn't stay and probably went for all the wrong reasons. I think you should go to a military academy because you aspire to be a military officer.
I would think so.
But with, Dad dying young and my mom, I didn't want my mom to have to try to worry about me, so, financially. So I went for all the wrong reasons. Ended up going to the University of Pittsburgh. Didn't play because I knew my limits. I wasn't good enough. Pitt was kind of transitioning into the Big East at that time. They talked to me about maybe being a walk-on.
Oh, really? That's an honor.
It was. As Chuck Noll always said, though, time to get on with your life's work. And
what is your life's work?
Well, being an educator, teaching and coaching. So I got into coaching right away.
Where at?
I coached at Bethel Park, my alma mater.
Doing what?
For a couple years with the girls' basketball program as a volunteer assistant.
Oh, great for you.
Then I went to Seton LaSalle for a year. And a couple friends of mine said, Rick, you could get labeled as being a female's coach. And if that's okay, if that's what you want. So I decided to jump into coaching guys. And
where did you go?
Peters Township as a JV coach. And then also took a dabble at college coaching. I was a grad assistant at the University of Pittsburgh.
Wow, you were moving around.
With the men's program. And then at St. Francis of Loretto. Kind of decided college coaching probably wasn't for me. And decided to go the high school route.
Oh, good.
So I coached.
When did you get at Cannon Mac?
I was 01, 02. Was my first year there. So I've been at Cannon Mac for 16 years, and I was the head coach at Peters Township for 13.
Wow, that's quite the resume here.
Yeah, I was the youngest coach in the state of Pennsylvania. I got the job at Peters when I was 22.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's good stuff. Now, what's Cannon Mack going to do? We got to talk a little Cannon Mack here because we got your head football coach coming up here too.
We do, yeah. And Michael.
I saw him come in and sneak in the door.
Yeah, Mike was actually a student of mine at Peters.
Tell me that story for a minute.
Ironically, yeah.
Take a bit from his time.
No, Mike was a student at Peters, and I honestly I didn't even know that he had applied for the job at Cannon Mack, which I think says a lot about Mike's character. He knew that I was.
It tells me something.
Sure, he never called, didn't say anything. I happened to pick up the Observer Reporter Washington paper one day and saw he was appointed the head football coach, and he's also our assistant athletic director.
Wow.
And
I'm honored he made it then.
Mike's done a great job. I think our football program, Cannon Mack, the 5 years I believe it was prior to Mike getting there, won 3 games in 5 years. And
he had nowhere to go but up.
Many of those games, it was we were like mercy ruled at halftime. And in the 2 years at Mike's,
you know too much.
Well, hey, it's Western Pennsylvania, right? You got to be a football.
I'm just kidding.
Mike, in 2 years at Cannon Mack, Mike's won 8 games. They won 3 his first year and 5 last year. So he's done a great job, and
I can't wait to get him up and talk about this.
I'm real proud of him. He's worked really hard to get the program.
Yeah, what a great connection though. That's just something else. And I assume you're friends.
We are. Yeah, we've got a great relationship. You hear a lot of horror stories in high schools, especially with the basketball coaches and the football coaches.
Sure, I hear that all the time.
And Mike and I try to work really hard together.
We have kids that are playing both sports.
We do, right? And
that's tough to work out when you need this kid.
Correct. And I think in high school at times a lot of coaches think, well, it's my kid, and Mike and I don't look at it that way. It's not my kid. It's not his kid. They're our kids, right? And we try to work together to make it work so the kids can do whatever they want to do. And that's the way it should be at high school.
Hey, I appreciate your answers, Sarah. They're just awesome. And how have you done at basketball?
Well, I'm very proud of the program we've built as well. Cannon Mack's known for being a wrestling school.
I know. That's what I told your principal who didn't make it tonight.
Right. Last year we qualified for the WPL playoffs. We beat North Allegheny in the first round, qualified for the state tournament. So, we're real proud of the program that we've built and have a good group coming back. We're pretty excited about.
Hey, maybe during the season we can get some of your team here. That'd be great. Would you bring them out?
Absolutely.
I'd love it.
Absolutely.
I'd like to hear what they say about the coach. That's the questions that I bring out.
Me too.
Oh, wait a second.
I'd like to hear what they say about the coach too.
Wait a second. I don't want to pry too much. But yeah, we'll have to check that out. I appreciate your updates.
Sure.
I appreciate what you do. Just your story is a great story, especially from your mom.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you. Appreciate you having me here tonight.
Thanks for being on the show. How can they get a hold of you?
It's my pleasure. Cannon McMillan, my email address is BellRI, and then it's at the Cannon McMillan School District website.
Very good.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
And what you're doing in Cannon Mack.
Thanks.
This is about keeping kids off the streets and focused on team activities. And I respect all the coaches that do that. I grew up in a basketball family, so I respect what you do.
Thanks. Appreciate it very much. Thanks for having me.
Take care. Pittsburgh Sportsline, we save the best for last. We just had Rick. Now we got the last possible guy in the last minute. Sit down, Coach. Looks like you just come off the practice field.
I did.
Tell us your name.
Mike Evans.
Did you get off the practice field?
I did. We had a 3-hour practice.
I'm glad you forgot about Pittsburgh Sportsline and I had to call you to get in the car.
But you know what I did? Right away, I told the staff, I have about 15 of them, so I said, listen, guys, I got to go be on TV. You guys got to handle this. So they're handling things right now. We're on the field again at 9 p.m., and we'll be off at 11. I'll probably be back there for that. So
we'll get you out of here. We only got about 6 minutes to go to interview you.
That's great.
Did you play sports?
I did.
What?
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, I played everything growing up. I mean, obviously concentrate.
Tell me what you didn't play.
I didn't play soccer, okay? I love soccer. I mean, World Cup, I'm there. I love it. I mean, I try to get
You're a sports nut.
Love it. Love everything. I just wasn't built for soccer. I mean, I wasn't. Now, when I was in high school, I was a little bit, I was in better shape at some point. But, I mean, I still wasn't really built for soccer. But when I was growing up, not a lot of people played it like it is today. But football, baseball, I was basketball until about freshman year when I met this basketball coach that said, Mike, I'm not so sure that basketball's for you.
He had that talk with you. I thought that's your best friend.
So basically, I organized all the students, and we went on all the games, and they were turning things around at Peters Township, and that's where, you know, he was one of my teachers. But I mean, that's where our relationship.
I like the other story. I'm leaving it at that, Mike.
No,
I appreciate your honesty, and I appreciate you leaving practice to the others that come here.
Oh, hey, this is better than sitting in a trailer with 15 guys.
Are they all sweating like you?
I'll tell you right now, you know, the thing is, it's not even that bad out.
No. It's nice weather. Usually it's 90-some degrees.
Heat week's supposed to be heat acclimation, and we have 70 degrees out there, so I'm trying to figure out.
Even giving them water, you're getting old school on them.
Figure out what we're doing out there. So
that's great. Good stuff. Where'd you go to college?
I went to the University of Akron. Out of high school, played for a guy named Jerry Faust.
Heard of him?
Oh yeah, outstanding man. You know, Cincinnati Moeller, Notre Dame. You know, things didn't work out at Notre Dame.
Sure.
Akron. You know, and I did for 2 years. Hall of Fame, huh? He actually coached his brother at Cal, Noah.
Hold it. What were you doing at Cal?
Yeah, I coached there for 12 years. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, no, he was. We actually had talks about him coming to Cannon McMillan to help out. So I mean, I love the kid. I mean, he was very good for us, and you know, Jason. You know, I was younger. We played together for about 2 years, and then Jason kind of took off as I transferred. When Jerry Faust was let go, 26 of us transferred out. I ended up at a small school called Mercyhurst College. So, yeah, Mercyhurst College up there in Erie, but.
Hold it. Did you ever see a jersey or hear anything of Smoking Jim Frazier? Because we've been trying to search his record there to find out his age, when he played, or anything like that. Any hints of Smoking Jim Frazier? He played at Cal U.
You know what? There was a lot. Here's what I know about Cal U. Before we got there, 1980 was the last time they won anything, and so the last 20. I think I got there in 2003. We didn't talk much about the past at Cal U. It was almost, you know, it's all about.
I wonder we can't find out when he.
My AD right now, Frank Volcano, was a Hall of Fame player.
Oh, I know the Volcanoes from the Meadows.
They're very proud of that 1984 championship team, but after that, things kind of went downhill a little bit, you know. But
notice he doesn't agree or disagree with anything.
Hey, and it wasn't good the first few years that we were there either. So. No, I did not, but I know he was over there. I was there from 2003 to 14.
And where'd you go?
Well, I went to Cannon Mac before that.
Tell us about Cannon Mac.
I'll tell you what. I mean, coaching high school sports it's different. You know, I took the job because, bottom line, I lived 3 miles from the school and thought an assistant AD head football coaching job was a lot.
Good fit. Good fit for you?
I was an educator. You know, when I was a kid, I moved around 5 or 6 times, and the lack of a foundation, I think, affected me negatively. You put it in a box and you move on. But bottom line, I wanted to give my kid. He was really happy where we were at. It was either continue to move in coaching, and it was going to take moving.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure. So you knew.
Yeah, I mean, it was
your time had come.
It was.
And this sounds like a good fit.
I think it is right now. I mean, I'm having a lot of fun. Things are improving. We're building a foundation. There's a lot of good people. You know, our athletic program in our school. There's our principal. I mean, Rick's sitting right there. These are great people, and we cheer for each other. We have a really nice synergy.
It sounds like you guys are pretty tight and receptive to a lot of the things that go on in sports. You know, rooting for the other team, their players.
I'll tell you, one of the highlights of my first 2.5 years at Cannon McMillan was last winter when I watched our basketball team upset North Allegheny in the playoffs, and
sure,
and they have a great program. I mean, it's not, but I'll tell you right now, that was a huge thing for us as an athletic department, not just a basketball program, but watching those kids. I see how hard they work, and Coach Bell and I, we do a lot of the same things in our programs. So, you know, our kids, they go from one program to the next program, and they're seamless. You know what I mean? So
that's great. That's great stuff. How many more weeks of football practice?
I wish there were more. Today was practice 1. I wish there were more.
Hey, Eddie, we're going to have to end this show. I'm glad you made it. Got your face on TV. Got to mention Cal U with Smoking Jim. Thank you, Mike.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
And good luck this year. Win more games. And I always end the show, stay Joey strong.